Let me go to Stephanie Ruhle, who's on the phone with us. Stephanie, what have you got?
So let's just walk through this. When Anthony Scaramucci was on the podium, not this last week, last Friday, he said, I am not starting for a few weeks. I want to be conflict-free. Skybridge was not yet sold. It's still not. HNA, the Chinese conglomerate, had shown interest, had a bid for this company for months. Reince Priebus was one of the people who brought an issue up to the president months ago saying there's some hair on this deal. There are concerns, there are issues out there, people saying a company like this could be interested at Skybridge at this kind of price because it's to curry favors. Now, that is one of the reasons Anthony sort of got blocked months ago. Anthony was then brought back in by the president, but the deal still hadn't closed. And in order for Skybridge to be sold to HNA, you have to get government approval from an agency known as CFIUS, which is run by the Treasury Department. So Steve Mnuchin could influence it. The president could influence it, but it was not a done deal. It's one of the reasons Anthony's start date originally wasn't set until mid-August. And when Anthony first took the podium, not this, but last Friday, he said, well, I'm going to step down. I'll be quiet for a little while. And then suddenly he was off to the races here, there, and everywhere. Last week becoming more vocal, more present, and the deal's not done. I spoke to people in the White House on Friday who said Secretary Kelly is not going to stand for anyone in the White House who's not confirmed, who has conflicts, who's got side deals. So that was still hanging over the balance. And what's tricky about selling Skybridge, it's not like there's a backup bid. HNA was a bid without anyone beneath it. So was Anthony selling a company because he wanted to get the preferential tax treatment? Most likely not. Anthony certainly wanted to work for the president. He was part of the transition. Getting that great tax treatment, surely a bonus. But you simply cannot work in the White House if you own another company, especially one with international ties. And as it stands, he still owns the company. So when you take that compared to all the noise from last week, that's a tough sell for somebody like General Kelly. And when I spoke to somebody in the White House on Friday, they said it's just not something you're going to see Kelly stand for. So even if Anthony Scaramucci did the dirty work for a lot of globalists who are in the White House who didn't want Reince there, who maybe don't want Bannon there, he's not necessarily there forever. Yeah. And think about how it looks for Ivanka. Ivanka, who is very focused on her pristine brand, was one of the people, she and President Trump, 2 Thursdays ago, met with Anthony for an hour and a half. And I'd heard last week White House lawyers were spinning like tops, saying, what is he doing speaking on behalf of the White House? He's not even cleared yet. Now you've got a new general literally in town, and someone like Ivanka, is she really going to hang her hat and her newly renovated all-white office next to somebody who had a call like the one he did with a reporter last Thursday? The stars just don't seem to align for Anthony.
All right, Stephanie, stand by.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.